So I've just started on what I think will be the hardest day of the trip. I'm cycling from near Martigny, just a couple of miles up the road, to Bourg, Maurice. It's 100 miles, 14,000 feet of climbing. And 3 countries as well. Probably for about 4 hours I'll be in Italy, which I've never been to before, which is quite cool. I've just started on the Grand Saint Bernard pass. It's 18 miles long from the hotel, which, it's a long way. Steady gradients until the last 5 miles or so. That's when the tunnel goes off into Italy, which is why there's quite a lot of traffic on the road. But it is pretty cool out. I don't know what temperature it is, maybe like 16. That's good because it means I can make better progress. And as I get higher up anyway, it'll get colder anyway, so I'm looking forward to this. This pass was the sole reason I decided to stay in Switzerland a couple of days. So got big expectations. Well, the road isn't too busy actually. I think that's because I got out reasonably early. But wow, tarmac's amazing, the views are amazing, and only done a few miles so far. It's a great climb. It's starting to get warmer. But hopefully the altitude I'm gaining should start to balance that out a bit. I'm now off the main road. Just turned it, literally just turned off the tunnel. I think I'll enter the mountain here. I think this is the proper Col du Grand Saint Bernard. I think from this point, maybe 5-6 miles left. This is also the point where it gets quite a bit steeper. The last 4.5 miles or so, we're in a tunnel next to a massive lake and a dam. But they're quite flat actually, and it's an open tunnel, so it's not as bad as it sounds. I believe I'm right. This is where it gets really scenic, and there's less cars because, well, why would you go over the top when you can go through the tunnel? The views are amazing up here. The tarmac too is probably the best tarmac I've ever ridden on. It's been like this from the start. Like, just tarmac is perfection on the whole climb, which is probably why a lot of motorbikers and fancy cars use it. I know Top Gear came up here. They said it was amazing, and yeah, it really is. I mean, the descent on the other side will be nice. Cold, but yeah. The air's really thin. I can feel it. I'm barely moving and getting really out of breath. So I've made it down the Grand Saint Bernard descent. I'm now in the Aosta Valley. I'm not sure if that's how it's pronounced. There is a valley road at the bottom, but I thought it might be a bit busy. So I'm going up kind of parallel, just at the top of the valley, I guess. But it did mean that I've had to do 2 climbs, second of which I'm on now. Got about a mile left of it. They've both been really steep, and because I'm not that high anymore, I'm only about 1400 meters. It's very hot again. Yeah, I'll descend off this right down into the valley, and then I can't avoid the valley road because it is the only road. Cycle on that for 5 miles, and then left after that. All I remember is that there's about 20 miles of steep climbing after that. So on the last climb of the day, the Col du Petit Saint Bernard. Can't even remember if I filmed any of the last one. That was just so hard. Yeah, there was one point where I don't know, like 2-3 miles up, I just thought, I can't do this. I thought it was just so steep. It's in my smallest gear the whole way. Yeah, but I did do it. And now in the last climb, which is nowhere near as steep. Still steep, but yeah, not my smallest gear at least up there. And the views are slightly more rewarding. I think once I get out of the trees, or at least get out of this slightly lower ground I'm in, I think it's going to get quite windy. Felt it on the descent of the last climb. It's in the same direction as this. It was very clearly a strong headwind. Yeah, but I'm almost done. Wow, decent view now, especially over to the right as well. Well, almost done it. Met a few people, a couple while back, saying that they couldn't believe how far I'd come with all of the kit I'm carrying. And then they asked me if I was a professional. Told them I most definitely wasn't. Yeah, I think that ski lift up there is the top. Then it's a 20-mile descent to Bourg Maurice. I'm gonna have to stop and put my coat on, because even going uphill here, putting in effort, I'm borderline cold. I think my chest is fine. My arms, really kind of cold. It is quite windy up here, which I guess isn't helping. And the sun is starting to set. Yeah, seen Mont Blanc. Was covered in clouds earlier. Saw it a few minutes ago. In fact, I can just about see it now if I turn the camera around. Maybe. The lens is probably too wide to see that far, but I can see it. Covered in snow. Yeah. Probably my hardest day ever on a bike. Legs are definitely feeling those 3 mountains which I've climbed today.